Yes, Bob Mwiti, we are live.
Thanks Motembei.
Karibu tena sana. So today tunataka kujua wanafunzi wetu wanaweza enda kusomea huko America.
Okay.
The easiest way to assess loans, hizi ziko unsecured
Yes.
na the procedures zenye wanaweza fuatilia.
Okay,
So
sawa
carry
sawa.
on, tukumbushe mahali tuliachia last time, then ndio kuje kuendelea hapo.
Okay, no problem. So thank you guys. Thank you everyone who is watching this. So last time I was on this platform, we talked about how you can come here in the US and how you can be able to transition from being a student to a skilled worker and work in corporate America. But today, I want to touch on how you can get your funding through a student loan, okay? Because I realize a lot of people, there are so many people asking about, loans and things like those, because I kind of like mentioned about it. And today I wanted to give more information about that, all right? Now, so if you want to come to study here in the US, especially if you want to come and study your master's, there's actually a way you can be able to fund your education through a student loan, okay? And this is usually unsecured international student loan or a student loan that requires you to have a cosigner, okay? Now, today, I don't want to talk about the one that requires you to have a cosigner, but I want to talk to you about the one that is unsecured, the one that you actually don't need any cosigner. That's what we're going to talk about today. Okay. And out there in the market, there's two main lenders who offer unsecured international student loans. Okay. And these are loans that are given to international students as long as you are coming to study here in the US and you are graduating maybe in the next 2 years, not more than 2 years, you can definitely be able to get that kind of a loan. Okay, so there are two main lenders who offer those kind of loans, and they are based out of the US. One of them actually is based out of the US. Another one is based out of the UK. But they still, even the one that is based out of the UK, they still lend to international students who want to come to UK, Canada, US. Okay, all right. But today, I won't talk about that one. Today, I'll talk about the one that is based out of the US, and it's called Empower Financing. Okay, so Empower Financing actually is our official lending partner in our programs. So they give our students, they give them loans. Okay, those students who come through our programs and they want to do masters here, they give them loans. All right. So this loan is not secured. You don't have to have, like, for example, a lot of people, for you to get like, that kind of a loan back in Kenya, maybe a loan that is for so much money. A bank will require you to have, like, let's say, for example, some land, as a security or something like that. This kind of loan, there is no security. Okay, so what really these lenders look for is basically your probability of getting a job once you graduate from school. Okay, what are the chances of you getting a good job, and not in your country, here in the US? Okay, so if you are coming to study your master's here in the US, okay, and you take that loan, what are the chances of you getting a job once you graduate from school here in the US? Okay, that's really what they look out for. Okay, so they usually don't, if when they are doing their underwriting and they feel like maybe you don't have a high chance of getting a job here in the US, then they won't give you. Okay, and now this comes back to where I said earlier in my previous show with you, Motembei, that if you really want to be funded, okay, if you want to get like these unsecured student loans or even graduate assistantship awards, which I'm going to talk about in my other episodes, which is basically like a scholarship that you can get from a school, you have to be smart. There's no shortcut about it. Like, you have to show that you are brilliant, because smart people, they are more likely to get jobs. I mean, it's just obvious. Okay, so these lenders, as much as they give loans, okay, even for example, this lender, our lender, Empower Financing, as much as they are willing to give you a loan to come and study here in the US, if you're coming for your master's, you actually have to show that you are a smart student. Okay, you have to show that you're a smart student. And how do you show that? Now, one thing that you have to show is that, let's say, for example, if you come to study here in the US for a master's program, let's say, for example, you're coming for an MBA, there's a very high chance that the school that you'll be coming to study at will require you to do an exam called GMAT exam. Okay, and schools usually have their, the minimum requirement in terms of the score for that exam. Okay, normally good schools will require you to score at least a 500 and above out of 800. Okay, which is not easy actually. It's not easy to score that kind of a score. Okay, so if you can be able to show that you actually scored well in your GMAT exam, then you have a very high chance of getting this kind of a loan. Okay. Alternatively, if you're also coming to study a very marketable master's program, then you have a very high chance of getting this kind of a loan. Okay, now for example, let's say for example you are coming to do maybe an IT program. Okay, let's say for example you want to come and do Master of Science in Business Analytics, or you want to come and study Master of Science in Cybersecurity, Master of Science in Data Science. Those kind of programs, those are very, very marketable courses, even everywhere across the world. Okay, so if you're coming to study that kind of a program, you'll be very attractive. You are very, very good candidate to this kind of a lender. Okay, Empower Financing or the other lender that I said, they have, they are based out of the UK. They are called Prodigy Finance. Okay, but remember I said today we are going to talk about Empower Financing, yeah, because that's our official lending partner in our program called the Kenya Airlift program. Okay, so if you are coming to study any of that kind of a program, you have a very, very high chance of getting approved for that loan. Okay, now I get a lot of people asking so many questions about this kind of loans. Okay, because also there's a lot of people also out there that don't believe it. They don't believe that you can get millions of dollars, millions of Kenya shillings or thousands and thousands of dollars in terms of student loan, and you don't have to give any security. Okay, so security here is basically your smartness. Okay, your probability of getting a job. How smart are you? Okay, what program are you coming to study? Okay, the other thing is Empower Financing, they don't just work with any school here in the US, just any school, because you see, here in the US, there's so many schools. There's a lot of schools. In fact, actually, I always say that if you really want to come and study here and you have funding, like you have money, and even if you don't have really good grades, you can actually end up going to schools here. There's a lot of schools. There's almost everything for anybody. Okay, but now they don't just work with any school out there, because some of these schools that you can come to study, they're not like really, really top schools. Okay, maybe some private schools that just want to, get international students and make money out of it, but they are still approved schools, and they are accredited. Okay, you can still come to those kind of schools, but this kind of a lender, Empower Financing, they don't work with just anybody out there. They work with really good schools, good state universities. And the reason is because these good state universities usually attract good students. Okay, remember I've said that almost everybody can be able to actually get a school here in the US because we have so many schools. Okay, but to get into really good state universities, you have to have done very well in terms of your undergraduate, and also most good state universities, they will require you to do that exam called GMAT or GRE. Okay, those exams are almost similar. It basically tests your IQ, ability. Okay, and if you don't perform well, then you can't go into those kind of schools. So they work with those schools. Okay, and they have right now they have over 370 schools that they work with in Canada and the US, and majority of them, of course, they're in the US. Okay, and if you go to their website, you can actually be able to see the schools that they work with. Okay, so if you really want to come and study here and you want to get Empower student loan, make sure that you go to a school that is, make sure that you go to a school that is that works with Empower. Okay, don't just go to any school. Don't try to apply to any school out there and then now think that Empower will support you. No, 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 no. You have to go to a school that Empower is supporting. Okay, all right. So that's how you are able now to get that kind of a loan. All right. Now, some other questions that I normally get from people who come to us and they're asking about these kind of loans is that, you know, how do you repay the loan? How long? When? You know, what are the interest rates? How do you get the money? Do you get it when you are here in the US or back in Kenya, right? So those are some of the questions that I always get. Now, here's the thing. When you are starting your application for the loan, you can actually do it back in your country. You don't have to be here for you to start the application. Okay. In fact, actually, I think Mutembe, you've pinned one of the links that I shared with you of how you can actually check your eligibility for the loan. If you're out there and you're interested in this kind of a loan, check out that link. You can check your eligibility on that link that Mutembe shared. So all you need to do is just go there, click on that link and put your information there, and you'll be able to know whether you are eligible for that kind of a loan. Okay. So anyways, to go back to the question of, you know, whether you can be approved that loan when you're still in your country. Yes. Okay. You get approved when you're still back in your country. You don't have to be here. Okay. And now, once you get approved, you take that approval letter, you get it, and then give it to the school. Because once you get accepted to a school here in the US, for them to give you a document called I-20, which is basically an immigration document that shows that, you know, you have the funds to come and study here in the US. Okay. For you to get that kind of a document, you have to show that you have enough funds to take care of your education. Basically, funds in terms of your tuition fees and living expenses, all of them combined. If you can't be able to show that, then you won't be able to get that I-20. And that's the one that you normally take to the embassy. Okay, so once you get approved by Empower, you get the approval letter that shows that you've been approved for a student loan. Okay, and you use that now and give it to the school that you want to go to, and the school now will issue you with I-20. And now also, the good thing about Empower Loan is that they also write a letter, support letter, to the embassy for your visa. Okay, saying that they've approved you a loan of this amount. All right, and you take that letter together with your I-20, together with your admission letter from the school, and you take that to the embassy, and you won't have a problem at all about getting a visa. Okay, one thing, and I've said this before, one thing the US government or the consular officer at the embassy, one thing that they want to see is whether you are a really serious student who is actually coming to study here in the US. Okay, and that's where a lot of our people mess up, because most people out there, they usually get bank statements from just anybody out there. Okay, there are people who buy bank statements. The others, they get bank statements from their, from their relatives and all that. But those people are not. It's usually just to give them the bank statement, but they won't pay for their education here. So the embassy, they know these things. They know this is the game that most people play. But if you can actually be able to show that you went ahead, did your research, went ahead and got a student loan, that shows that you are a very, very serious student who want to come and study here in the US. Okay, and it's very hard for you to get denied a student visa. Okay, that's what it is. And that's how most of our students are able to come and study here in the US. Okay, because in our Kenya Airlift program, we combine both international student loans and graduate assistantship awards. which are usually given by the schools that you work with. So that's how we are able to fund the education here in the US. Okay, there's no magic about it. Okay, you actually have to show that you have the funding, full funding, whether it's graduate assistantship awards or unsecured international student loans. Okay, because I feel like a lot of people think the fact that you have a loan, it's not a good thing. You know, you may not be able to get a visa because you have a student loan. No. In fact, actually, that's what makes the visa officer believe you. Because you've done your work. You've gone ahead and looked for a loan. You went ahead and looked for a loan. Okay, all right. So that's what will be, that makes the visa officer think that you are a very, very serious student who really want to come and study here in the US. All right. Okay. So that's really how it works. Now, another thing is this. Now, when you get that loan, they don't send the loan to you back in your country. Okay. You know, you have to come here first. Okay. And how do you come here? You have to get the visa. Now, once you get the visa, they normally ask you to send them your visa, copy of your visa, okay, on your passport, okay. And of course, also, once now you get here, you know, also you can come here and then you might not decide to go to school. They know that, okay. You know, there can be a lot of people out there, you know, they can use all kinds of means and get these loans, okay. And then, you know, and the loan get, wired to them, and then they disappear. They don't even go to school because it's a lot of money. You know, these guys, they give up to 25,000 per year for 2 years, up to 50,000. So if you're in Kenya, which I believe most of the audience here is from, that's up to 5 million Kenya shillings you're getting as a loan. Okay, all right. So they don't just wire the money just because you've been approved. No, you get here, okay, and also you get registered in the school for your classes. All right, you get registered for your classes, and that's when now they distribute that money to you. Okay, all right. Now, the other thing about that loan is that it covers your tuition fees, and also it covers the approved expenses from the school. It can be anything for your books, you know, living expenses, you know, like for example, your rent. Okay, you know, because you might come here, you have the school fees, but rent, it's a lot of money. You guys have talked about these things before. Rent here, you know, student accommodation, shared accommodation, it's on average about maybe around $500, $550, depending with where you are. For example, if you are here in Tampa, on average, it's about $600 to $650. This is shared accommodation. This is where you have your own bedroom, but you are sharing the kitchen. Okay, $550 a month. That's a lot of money. that kind of money for rent, you know, you could live in a very nice neighborhood back in Nairobi, somewhere where Mutembei lives, in Westlands, or you know, Lavington, or you know, Karen. We know where people who have money live, right? But here, it's a shared accommodation for students. Okay, so there's a lot of people out there, they may not have that money. So you may have the money for tuition, but if you don't have the money for your accommodation, then you can't be able to, you know, study here, you know, because you need somewhere where you can, you know, stay. So they also cover that. Okay, they'll cover also your health insurance, because also here in the US, most schools, almost maybe 90%, they'll need you to have health insurance. Okay, and they do this because also here in the US, if you get sick and you don't have health insurance, it can be very, very expensive. You don't want to run into, you know, to get into so many debts, you know, because you can't, you know, pay for your health treatment. It's very, very expensive here. The US has one of the worst health system in the world. They are trying to improve it with, maybe you guys have heard about the Obamacare and all that. Nowadays we have like a marketplace for getting insurance, but it's not really good. It's not like most, you know, first world countries out there. Okay, it's not good. So you really need insurance, and it can be very, very expensive. In fact, actually, insurance can cost you up to $1,000 per year. Okay, so it's a lot of money. So this loan also will take care of that. Okay, so in fact, actually, let's say, for example, because previously I said that on average, if you're coming to a really good state university and a very affordable one for that matter, you will probably be required to, your cost of studying and living expenses will be around 25,000 per year. So if you're coming for masters, it's about 50,000. All right. And so this loan from Empower, it can cover all that. First year and second year, because they give you 25 and another 25,000. So you're all covered if you just decide to take the loan. Okay, so that's the good thing about, getting that kind of a loan. You won't struggle, you have everything. But here's the thing also that I always try to advise students. Now, I know there's a lot of people out there, they think that getting a loan is a very bad idea. A lot of people out there, okay, all right, but smart people, they know that getting a loan is basically an investment to yourself. Okay, you're investing in your education. You are coming to America. And that's why I always tell people, like, you have to strategize. You don't just come blindly. Like, for example, the way I came in, I had no idea about all these things. No idea, nothing. Okay, I always tell people this. Like, even if you are taking a loan, don't just take a loan just for the sake of it. Okay, now you have to think about how you're going to pay, how are you going to repay this loan? Okay, how? You have to think about it. Because also, the other thing with Empower loan is that they require you to start repaying interest only when you're still in school. Okay, which is, it's a good thing and it's a bad thing. It depends with how you look at it. And I'll give you, I'll talk about the two aspects, okay, the good and the bad. Okay, now the good thing about that, you paying your interest, is that you will start building your credit history early enough. Once you get in the US, you are still in school, you are actually building your credit history. And also what they do, they also give you interest discount. Okay, once you start repaying and you repay for about 6 months, they give you a 0.5% interest discount. That's a big deal. Okay, when you graduate from school and you show that you have a job, you show that you have evidence that you've graduated and you've gotten a job, they give you another discount. So this is a lot of money. 0.5% interest is a lot of money. This is compounded. Okay, so anyways, the good thing about paying that interest, while you're still in school, is because you build your credit history here in the US. A lot of us out there, probably you don't know anything about credit history, but here in the US, credit history is a big deal. Okay, all right, because even, like, for example, like me, when I graduated from school, I actually didn't have any credit history. Okay, I started building my credit once I had graduated from school. Okay, so I wasted my first 2 years doing my master's, just like that, without building my credit. And the reason why you should build your credit history early, because let's say, for example, when you graduate from school and let's say, for example, you want to buy a car. Okay, or you want to get even an apartment somewhere, nice apartment. Most of these, they require you to have a credit score. You need to show that you borrowed money, you've been able to repay, and you built your credit. That's why that is very, very important. Okay, once you graduate and you have a good job and you don't have any credit, you can't even buy a car. Most of the time you want to buy a car by loan, because also here interest rates are very low. Okay, and now let's say, for example, you're buying a car by loan and you don't have good credit, then it means they won't, they can't give you the car. They can't sell to you by loan. Okay, so now you have to save money, keep on saving until now when you're going to be able to get enough for you to buy a car. Okay, so that's why it's very, very important. Also, if you don't have a very good credit, then you get a very high interest rate. For example, if you're buying a car. For example, when I graduated from school now and I got a job and my first car, I bought it, my interest rate was so high. My interest rate was over 10%. I think it was 12% for a car. That's very high, because here in the US, you can actually get interest rates of as low as 1% for a car. Okay, so that's what you want. And you can only be able to get that if you have a good credit history. Okay, so you'll be able to build your credit history as you pay this, this loan when you're still in school. Okay, and you just pay the interest only, not the principal. You know, a loan has two components. There's principal and there's interest. So you pay the interest when you're still in school. And now, once you graduate, they give you 6 months grace period. Okay, so that now after that, then you start repaying the whole loan. Okay, so that's how the repayment works. Okay, now I get also other people asking, right? Like, what if I don't have the money to repay? Here's the thing. You know, once you get here in the US, there's a lot of opportunities for jobs within campus. Okay, there's jobs where you can, you're allowed to work up to 20 hours. Okay, now all you need to do, if you have a loan that takes care of your, living expenses, takes care of your tuition fees, there's nothing else that you need. If you get a job, you get that job, then you start repaying. Repayment will be probably about $100, depending on how much loan you've taken. $100 a month. That's nothing when you're in the US. Seriously, even up to $200. That's nothing. Okay, if you're working 20 hours a week as an international student, you can be able to repay this interest, and you're building your credit. Okay, you build your credit on a monthly basis, you are repaying, you have a job in school. There's a lot of jobs in school. Me, I used to work a lot. Me, I used to work like crazy. They allow people to work 20 hours here, but me, I used to work even up to 60 hours. No one cares. I mean, no one knows. You can even work as many hours as you want. As long as you're good in school and you keep your grades well, you can work. No one is out there counting how many hours that you're working. Me, I used to work so many hours. In fact, actually, most of the time, like when students used to be, like when you're doing exams, that's when most of the students don't want to work. I used to take up those hours. And I used to work so many. Okay. And I used to have a graduate assistantship award. So and I've said this before, that if you have a graduate assistantship award, they give you work in school and they pay you on a monthly basis. They give you a stipend. So you can actually make up to almost like, more than $1,000 a month. And you can use that to repay your student loan from Empower. That's the beauty about getting these loans. Now, this is the other thing. I always tell students, think about this way, because I see a lot of people, they don't think about these things, right? They just try to see, the bad side of getting a loan. Now, here's the thing. Even if you get a loan from Empower, you don't have to get that loan throughout your studies for the 2 years that you're going to be here doing your master's. Okay, what you can do, get the loan the first time, go to the embassy, get the visa, get here. We said you have to be a bright student anyways. That's how you can be able to get these loans. Once you get here, schools here, they usually have something called Graduate Assistantship Awards. Most schools, like 90% of schools out there, they have them. And especially these good state universities that actually partner with lenders like Empower. They have Graduate Assistantship Awards. These are awards that you get if you're a bright student. They pay for your tuition. They also give you a stipend on a monthly basis of up to $1,000 a month. I used to get that. Me, I used to get it from my second semester. I used to get Graduate Assistantship Awards throughout until I graduated. It's the same thing that we use for our students who are coming through our Kenya Airlift program. Most of our students, actually, they don't pay nothing, zero. Everything taken care of, because these are brilliant students. That's what the school, they want those kind of students. Okay, so let's say, for example, you don't get a Graduate Assistantship Award, right? Because most schools, they won't give you until you're in and you prove yourself. You come in, you go to school, you are doing well, you're having a very good GPA. You're gonna get a Graduate Assistantship Award, like the way I got. I came here first semester. From the second semester, I was getting Graduate Assistantship Award throughout. Okay, and me, by the way, I didn't even need that because my parents were able to pay for my school fees. I didn't have a problem with school fees, but because I was a bright student, they would give me. Okay, it's the same thing. You come here as a bright student, take the loan only the first semester if you haven't gotten any Graduate Assistantship Award. Okay, take that loan just the first semester. From then on, you won't need any loan, I'm telling you, until you graduate from school. So even this, you're thinking thinking that you're gonna have a loan of 50,000, you won't have a loan of 50,000. you probably end up getting a loan of less than $10,000 by the time you graduate from school. Okay, that's how I always try to tell people, like, you need to think about these things. Like, you need to strategize. Okay, how do you come here? How do you get these loans? How do you repay the loan? How do you reduce your loan? You don't have to take $50,000. You don't have to. In fact, actually, I always tell students, max that you should take 10,000. If you are really, really serious student, bright student, very smart, and you come here and you go to school and you are studying well and getting a very good GPA, you should not take a loan of more than 10,000. And 10,000 here in America, that's nothing. Once you graduate from school, you're gonna get a very good job. Okay, and remember, if you haven't watched my episode, the one that I had with Mutembe, I talked about how do you get a very good job in corporate America. How do you get that? Because there's a lot of jobs out there. Here in America, there's so many jobs that you can do. You can clean people's houses. You can work in nursing homes where you are taking care of old people. Okay, there's a lot of jobs out there, but I'm not talking about those jobs. I'm talking about jobs where you work in corporate America, you go to an office, you work there in a very nice job, and it's a job that pays you amazingly well, and a job that will also give you the papers to live and work here in the US long term. Okay, I shared my story also. I said that's how I got into the tech industry. Okay, me, I couldn't even find a job. I told you guys, like, you need to go, and if you haven't watched that video, you need to go and watch it. I came here, I had an MBA, I had done BCom from Kenya. I could not even find a job until I got trained in IT. Okay, I got trained in IT. I became an IT systems analyst, systems analyst consultant. And I was able to get a very, very well-paying job. So that kind of a job, it's very easy to pay a loan of $10,000, man. Okay, $10,000 when you're getting paid about $500,000 when you're starting. $500,000 Kenya shillings, that's about $5,000 a month. That's it. That was my starting salary as a systems analyst in IT here in the US. And I didn't have to know any coding. I don't know how to code. You know, a lot of people out there, they fear IT so much. I've said this a million times. I don't know how to code. My starting salary was $5,000, $500,000 Kenya shillings. You tell me, with $500,000 Kenya shillings, straight out of university, and you have a loan of 10,000, you can just even pay within a few months, 6 months, and you are done. You don't have to pay so much interest. So that's how you need to think about it. You need to open your mind. I try to tell people, like, don't think about loans like a baggage. Okay, a student loan is basically an investment for you, but also you don't want to take so much of it. Okay, be smart about it. Get approved for that $2.5 million or $25,000 for the first year, but you don't have to use it. Come here first semester, use maybe 10,000, up to 10,000. Okay, use that up to 10,000. Then after that, get graduate assistantship awards on every semester, and you're gonna get funded even your stipend on a monthly basis, and get other jobs within the school. Me, when I was in school, I used to work as a graduate assistant. I would get money from that. They would pay my school fees. And also, I used to work in the tuck shop where we used to live in the dormitories. I also used to work in the dining hall. I would clean the floors and all that. I also worked somewhere else where I used to help with cooking pizza, flipping burgers and cooking pizza. Me, I used to do all kinds of jobs, man. You come here and you don't have, if you're not picky, man, you're gonna be fine. I'm telling you, you're gonna be all set. Okay, so I don't know how some people think like it's so hard to get here and be able to pay for your education. No. Okay, because I see a lot of people out there on my social media. And by the way, if you're watching this and you haven't followed me, go to my YouTube channel, subscribe, or go to my Facebook page and follow me. I have a lot of content out there about studying and living and working here in the US. A lot of really, really good information. Okay, so anyways, I used to get a lot of people asking me all kinds of questions, oh, how do you do this? How do you do this? How do you get scholarships? One thing that you have to understand is scholarships is very hard to get them. Okay, even that graduate assistantship award that you are talking about, you have to really do well. But you have an option for a loan. Get a loan first. Get a loan. Get approved. Take that letter to the embassy. You're going to get the visa, I'm telling you. And also, even going to that embassy also, I always tell people, be prepared. Okay, get coached. Know exactly how you need to answer the questions. Because I always tell students, it's not just about what you say, but how you say it at the embassy. That's what carries the day. Okay, so anyways, so that's how the Empower loan works. Okay, you start repaying while you're still in school, and then after you graduate, you have a 6 months. You start repaying while you're still in school, but this is just the interest. It's not a lot of money, just the interest. Okay, to build your credit. Okay, and then now once you graduate, you are given six months grace period, and then now you start repaying after that. And that's why I was saying earlier that you really have to really have all the information that of what you need to do once you graduate from school. Now, how are you going to get that job? Good job for that matter. Once you graduate from school, how will you be able to get a job that will sponsor you to live and work here? And that's what I said in my previous episodes, that I'm saying you have to watch it. If you haven't, you have to get trained on job skills. That's how you'll be able to get now a good job once you graduate from school. You get a job that pays you $5,000, man, a month. That's good money. That's some money that a lot of people actually don't make here in America. If they make that kind of money, they will think like this is, dream job to so many people. Okay, $5,000. It's good money. Okay, but you can only be able to do that if you've done your part, you've done your research, you know exactly what you need to do. You come here and do a very good program. Okay, and of course also you get those job skills on the side. You get trained on those job skills on the side. If you do that, you'll succeed, and you will be able to come here, study, and get a good job and live here comfortably. Okay, until you decide to go back. So anyways, I'll take questions. There's a lot to talk about in this kind of loans, unsecured international student loans, about Empower and all that. We're gonna continue with the same topic even on Sunday. There's a lot of information that you need to know about this kind of loan. And if you want to check whether you're eligible for the loan, Mutembe pinned the link that you can use to check. Okay, and I've said this, that loan is for those who are coming here for masters. If you are coming for undergraduate, they won't give you the loan unless you are coming here, unless you come here first, and then maybe you are done with 2 years already, and then you are left with 2 years, then they can be able to fund you. They don't want to fund someone who's gonna spend 4 years before they start repaying. No. Even PhD students, they don't fund PhD students, because PhD here is for 4 years. If you're coming for 4 years, even if it's PhD, whatever it is, they won't fund you. Unless now you come in, maybe the last 2 years of your PhD, you can ask for the loan. Okay, but the good, and that's why I keep on saying, man, masters is the best thing that you can come and do here. Because 2 years of masters, you're gonna get funded. A master's program, by the way, takes on average a year and a half, not even 2 years. A year and a half. Okay, for a master's program, most of them, you do about 10 units. 10. Okay, so 10 units, as an international student, you are allowed to do up to 5. Okay, 5 units per semester, and a minimum of 3. Okay, minimum of 3, max of 5. So if you're a very sharp guy and you take 5 units, then it means you'll be able to finish your master's within 2 semesters, and you are done. Okay, 2 semesters is just 1 year. All right. Okay, so it doesn't have to take 2 years for you to finish the master's. Okay, masters, I always say this, if you really want to work in America, if you're out there, you're not happy with your job, or or your pay, whatever it is, come on a student visa, come as a master's student. There's a way out. I've said this before also. There's a clear path to citizenship if you're coming as a student. What does that mean? There's a path of you graduating from school, getting a job in corporate America, getting work authorization, okay, through work, through job, not through other means, not through asylum, not through marriage, sham marriages, or anything like that. No. You do things the right way. Me, I usually preach going the right way. You will hear me talk about a lot about work visas and all that. I'll never mention anything about asylum. I never mention anything about getting papers, your green card through marriage. No, I don't know anything about that. I like teaching how I went through the process personally, because I came here as a student. I graduated from school. I was able to figure things out. I got a very nice job. I was able to get papers, green card, through employment. Okay, all right. And now I'm just waiting to become a citizen if I want to. So there's a path. As long as you're a very smart person, you are very focused, you are very ambitious, you're going to get somewhere. You just need to follow the right path. You just need to have that information, use it. Because a lot of people, they come here and they get told, oh, you know what? The only way that you can make money here, the only way that you can get a job here is get into all this, I don't know, all kinds of things. And then you lose your focus. The next thing you know, you're dropping out of school. Okay? The next thing you know, you don't have the immigration document to live here. It's very hard. A lot of our people, as much as the US government gives all these work visas and work authorizations and green cards, a lot of people, they don't get them. Because most people, they get misadvised. You won't find a lot of our people getting employment-based green cards through job, through employment. Very few people. And then the US government gives about 140,000 employment-based green cards every year. 140,000. These are given to smart people, people with skills that Americans don't have. They also give 85,000 H-1B visas. These are work visas for professionals. Okay, now if you come here and you don't have any skills that Americans don't have, you never get these kind of visas. You never get a green card through employment. Okay, that's why it's very, very important to understand these things way in advance before even you get here. And once you get here, don't listen to what a lot of other people will tell you here. Because even those people who are misadvising you, they've not gone through that part of being a student. Or maybe they came here, they dropped out of school, they were not able to get a green card through employment, and they are misadvising you. But there's a path. You just need to show that you're smart. You have to have the right skills, and you'll be good. There's a lot of opportunities in this country. As long as you're smart and you follow the right way, you're gonna do very, very well. So anyways, let me take some of those comments. Mutembe, please. You're watching Success with Bob Mwiti Show, presented to you by Upstack America. Upstack America is a consulting company that helps immigrants find amazing higher education and job opportunities in the tech industry in the United States. You can find our programs by going to www.upstackamerica.com. Upstack America, we wake you up to the unlimited potential within you.
Okay, so before tuende kwa comment, unamaanisha education is the key. Unajua hapa Kenya tunaambiwa masomo haina maana, unaweza soma sana na utaajiriwa na wale watu wamepata D.
Bro, I'm telling you this, huh? If you come here and you've done your calculations very well, here they want smart people. The US government, they're not that stupid. They want brilliant people. They want those who can come here and do some amazing things, do innovations and all that. They want to retain those sharp brains. That's what you need to understand. Okay, even at the embassy, if you go there and you show that you're smart and you have the funding, they want you. There's opportunities. I'm telling you, there's opportunities here. As long as if you're smart, okay, and you'll hear me talk about smart all the time. If you're a smart person and you really don't like what you are doing back home, okay, maybe it doesn't pay you well, okay, and you want to come to America and make good money, come as a student. There is a way out. There is a way out. They want people who are smart. They'll give you a visa after you graduate as long as you have the skills that Americans don't have. But don't come here and now start saying, I want to be a teller. Like, for example, the way I came, you know, the only skill that you can show for it is being a teller. Come on. Tellers here, they are high school graduates. No one cares about tellers. If you have a master's, they won't care about you. That's why it's very, very important that you have the skill that they don't have. And a lot of our people, actually, you see a lot of our people back home, they are so educated. They have a lot of skills. They've been working for so many years as maybe software engineers, blah, blah. They don't even get paid good money. They barely make $1,000 a month. If you have those kind of skills, that's what you need to bring here. Okay, if you don't get paid and you feel like, you know what, I'm not getting paid, well, come. Come as a master's student, graduate, show that you have the skills. They want you. They will retain you here. That's all you need to show. And
Thank you.
if you don't have the money to pay for your education, use a loan.
Thank you so much. So guys,
Yep.
and tunataka kuuliza maswali sasa. Kama you have any question, kindly post it there, then we start asking. Kuna swali la kwanza hapa Bob.
Yeah, there is someone here who is asking about how about data analytics? A very, very good program. Data analytics, yeah, very good. That's very marketable. But also remember, I keep on saying about this all the time. Don't rely on your academic qualifications, like in getting a job. Okay, because there's also a lot of job skills out there that are related to data analytics that are not academic that you should do on the side. So as you pursue your master's, I always say this, right? Before you graduate, 6 months before you graduate, you should do some skills training, job skills training on the side. So that now, by the time you graduate, you have those skills, and then now you can be able to present yourself to the potential employers who can be able to sponsor you. That's how you do it. But if you come here, even if you are doing data science, data analytics, business analytics, whatever it is, and you don't have those skills, job skills, it's going to be very hard for you. I mean, you can still get a job, but you want to make your life easy, okay, by having the skills that they are looking for. Okay, there's someone here. I've been trying to apply, but the feedback is the system is busy. Maybe, okay, this is, maybe a lot of people are watching this now. They went ahead and started clicking on it. Just give it some time. You can always come to this video and click on the link. Okay. Also, if you go to my Facebook page, I think I posted today about Empower Financing. There's a link there. You can always go there and check. So don't worry, it's gonna be there. I think a lot of people now are checking it out, the link. Okay, someone here, Millie, says it's true. I just got my Empower Financing loan approved. I think it's because my graduate course is classified under STEM. Fantastic. Now, here's the thing. I'm going to talk a little bit more about STEM maybe in my other episodes, but STEM basically means science, technology, engineering, mathematics. If you are coming that kind of a program to that kind of a program, there's very high chance that you're going to get a visa. And of course, even the lenders want to lend you because STEM is not for anybody out there on the streets. Okay, all right. STEM, anything like, for example, IT or mathematics, engineering, those are not degrees for anybody out there. So it's very easy for you to get approved loans, even visa. They want people like those. Someone is asking, how can one apply for the loan? We have a link. I think Mutembei pinned the link on this show down, I don't know, somewhere. Maybe check it out. Alternatively, you can check my Facebook page, Bob Mwiti. All right, go there, follow me. There's always information about loans, graduate assistantship awards, schools that you can apply to, all that information that you are looking for. So much information out there on my Facebook page and my YouTube channel as well. You can subscribe, please. Okay, someone here asking, Mwiti, my daughter wants to come for masters and she has no money. How can we work over it for her to come over there? That's what I just said. You don't need to be rich. You don't need to be rich to come here. You just need to be good. I mean, you need to be academically sharp. That's all. Okay, and use the link, Empower. Empower Financing is our official lending partner for our company. Okay, and they lend those students who are coming through our Kenya Airlift program. Use that link. Use it. Check your eligibility. Ask your daughter to check that. You'll put some information about what you've done, undergraduate. And by the way, this loan from Empower, you must be coming to a degree-seeking program. For example, if you are coming to some other, there's a lot of other programs that you can come to do here, some trainings and stuff like that. No, they don't support that stuff. It has to be degree-seeking program. And like I said, they work with specific schools. All right. And as Upstack America, we are one of the official official partners for Empower Financing. By the way, Empower Financing, that lender, that company was formed by international students like me or like you who want to come here. Okay. And they formed the company because they couldn't find any solution for those international students who are smart, who would want to come and study here. It was very hard because international students, they don't get funded by federal government. Federal government only gives American students loans. Okay, and the other loan that you could get as an international student is a loan that you need a cosigner, and that cosigner must be a permanent resident or a US citizen. How many people have people that they know here who are permanent residents or US citizen? Not many. And also, you see also, when it comes to cosigning, it basically means you are guaranteeing someone, you are basically the guarantor of the loan to someone else. If that person doesn't pay, then also you have to pay. So there's so many people out there, even your family members, they may not be willing to cosign for you for a loan. Okay, so that's how they came up with this company and these products for international students who are brilliant, who are smart. Okay, and they don't require you to have any good credit, nothing. All they look for is your future. Are you someone who is more likely to get a job or not? Okay, the other lender that I talked about, Prodigy Finance, based out of UK, but they also lend to international students here in the US. They require you to have a credit report, a good credit report. In fact, a very excellent score. Okay, so that can be a problem. We use that also for some of our students who are coming through our Kenya Airlift program, but our official partners is Empower Financing, because for them, they don't care about your credit score. In fact, and this is a big deal because you see, when I look at, because we deal with so many students who are coming through our programs, right? And we also ask about their credit just to check and see how it is, whether we can use Empower or the other one. Most people actually, they have really bad credit because a lot of people have defaulted their help loans. A lot of people, they got some, what do you call them? Fuliza somewhere, they didn't pay it back in time, and they get listed on CRB. So many people, so many of our people. Okay, so many. I mean, that's the reality. But that should not worry you because you have Empower loan. And I've said, you don't have to take 5 million from Empower. No. Okay, apply for that 2.5 million for the first year. Come here, get to school, first semester, let them pay you the first semester using a loan. Use a loan for the first semester if you don't have any graduate assistantship award. Then after that, do well in school, and you don't need the loan anymore. That's how you do it. Okay, don't complain about, I hate hearing people saying, especially smart people, saying, oh, I don't have money to come to the US, oh, I don't have funding. The alternatives are there. Oh, and most people, they are crazy about scholarships. Don't go crazy about scholarship. Me, I don't like answering questions about scholarship all the time. Oh, Bob, please hook me up with scholarship. Very hard to get scholarships. Come here first. Prove yourself with the school. Go there, do well. Get a good GPA. You're going to get graduate assistantship award the following semester. That's how you do it. But the first semester, take a loan. $10,000, that's nothing. When you're in America, that's not a lot of money, especially when you have a good job. You don't have a problem repaying. Okay, someone else here is asking, my girl wants to join school dear. She did education art in Kenya. She wants to join masters there. How much per semester? It's gonna cost you around, okay, here's the thing. For the school to give you the I-20, which is basically the document that you're gonna take to the embassy, you have to show, most schools out there for masters on average, you have to show about $25,000 per year. Okay, but actually, one thing that you need to understand is when the school is giving you, when they calculate that kind of amount, that 25,000, they assume that you're gonna be staying on campus. Okay, but actually you have to be smart about it. You don't have to stay on because on campus is very expensive. It's usually like 3 times as much as what you would pay if you get your own accommodation arrangement outside the campus. Student shared accommodation. There's actually, if you go to some really good, some states out there that are not very expensive, you can actually, pay even about $400 a month as a student. That's not a lot of money, by the way, here in America. Okay, don't compare it with what you could get with that kind of money back in Kenya or back in Africa. That's not a lot of money. Okay, so $400 for accommodation, and per semester is like three months, so that's $1,200. Okay, so $1,200 probably. There are some schools out there that you work with whose tuition fees is around $8,000 per year, $9,000 around there. So $9,000 per year divided by 2, that's $4,500. 4,500. Let's assume even it's 5,000. 5,000, and then now for 3 semesters, you need about 1,200. Let's say, for example, 1,500, right? So 5,000, 1,500, that's 6,500 in a semester. That's probably what you're gonna need. That's what you're gonna need for the first semester. And Empower, you can get an Empower loan for a minimum of $2,000 to a maximum of $50,000. So get Empower. Get Empower loan of 6,500. Then after that, you don't need to get any more Empower loan. Okay, go to school, do well, get a very good GPA. You're gonna be getting graduate assistantship award on every semester, and they also give you a stipend, money for use on a monthly basis. That's how you need to think about these things. So don't sweat so much. There's opportunities. I mean, there's alternatives for funding. You don't have to be rich for you to come and study here in this country. You don't. You just need to be smart. That's all I keep on saying. You just need to be sharp, academically good. They want to learn to you. All right. Someone here is saying, thanks, Bob. Thank you. You're welcome. Well, I don't think there's, if you're coming for a master's, which is basically what I mostly talk about. Me, I don't talk about PhDs. I don't talk about undergraduate. I don't talk about community colleges. Masters only. Okay, because I like giving information that I'm very sure of. I came as a master's student. I know everything about coming to study as a master's student. I have a company that helps master's students. So that's what we focus on. So when it comes to age limit, for a master's student, you can even come here when you are 50. 40s, we have students who come through our program in their 40s. Okay, because masters, you don't have to be very young for you to do a master's program. Most people do masters when they've already started working. Maybe it might take them 10 years, and then they think maybe if they do a master's, they might be able to get a promotion. That's what most of people do. Okay, of course, but I don't expect you to come here for a master's. Maybe if you are 65 or 60, I think that's too late. But I think you can still do it. I don't think there is any age limit. But I get a lot of people asking, oh, am I too old? I'm 35. 35, you are not old. 35, you are not old. 40, you are not old. Even 50, you are not old for a master's program. There's no age limit. I don't think there is. I've never seen one for any of the schools that we work with. Someone here, Michael, can I undertake a different master's program if I had done a bachelor's in finance? Now, if you've done a bachelor's in finance, can't do business analytics, those kind of programs. I've said this before. I don't know whether maybe in my last session, but if you come for a STEM program, it's gonna give you up to 3 years of post-graduation work authorization, which is a big deal. Okay, I think this is something that maybe we can talk about in another session. Okay, of why it's important, why STEM program is such a big deal. So if I was you and I have a bachelor's degree in finance, I'll just come here and do a program that is under STEM. All you need to do is just ask the school, is your program a STEM program? Anything that is kind of like math, IT, it's going to be STEM. There's a lot of STEM programs out there for finance, mostly accounting programs, they are not STEM. Data science, data analytics, they are all STEM most of the time. Cybersecurity, it's STEM. Information technology, it's STEM. Computer science, STEM. Software engineering, STEM. Okay, so you need to ask the school whether the program is STEM. Okay, and like I've said before, STEM is not for anybody out there, but if you're smart, do STEM program. Take a STEM program. Okay, STEM program will give you 3 years of post-graduation work authorization, and that's a big deal. We can talk about why that is a big deal in my other episodes, on this show. So keep on following me. I'm always here on Wednesdays and Sundays around this time. I think it's 8 to 9 Kenyan time if you're from Kenya. Okay, and here it's between 1 to 2 in the US. Okay, someone here, Cecilia Nambane. My daughter has a degree from Kenyatta University in involvement science. She needs to do masters. What is involvement science? Maybe she meant environmental science, maybe. That's my assumption. Yeah, she can come and do something like that here. There's almost everything for everybody.
No,
Like I said, in terms of funding, she can use the Empower Financing. Yes.
I think anasema ndoto yake amefanya science degree. Hizo unasema za STEM.
Okay. Yeah. Then if that's the case, then she can come and do a STEM program, masters. That would be a very good program for her. What are the Kenyan education qualifications for master admissions in the US? Now, I was saying that for masters, you need to have an undergraduate. Maybe if you have at least a 2.75 GPA, it can be easy for you to get into master's programs here in the US. 2.75 GPA, that means you've scored at least a second class lower division. You should not have a problem getting something here. But now you see also, if you want to get Empower Financing loan, you need to show that also you have a good undergraduate, maybe a 3.0. You can still get a 3.0 with a second lower. Okay, that's what you need to understand. There's actually, there's a formula that you can use to calculate your GPA, because most Kenyan universities, they don't use GPA, but there's a formula that you can use. Maybe if you go to my Facebook page, you'll be able to just search somewhere there, GPA or something like that, because I always post those kind of things there. There's someone here, I'm in my final semester in IT. Can I apply for the loan as soon as I graduate? So pursue my master's. This is my second degree program that I did, BSc biomedical science. And yeah, Steve, yeah, you can do that. Yeah, as because right now you are in your final semester. In fact, actually, you can start the application to the schools. Also, go to check out your eligibility using the link that Mutembe shared, and then also start that process of applying to schools. All right. And then you can do that once you're already in your final semester. So that should not be a problem. And you'll be able to come here probably maybe next year.
So, no, tuko past 1 hour.
Yes, I think we need to end this. We'll talk more about Empower Financing loans. There's a lot of information that you need to know about this. Okay. I like sharing all this information because there's a lot of people out there who are being misadvised on matters to do with coming and studying here in the US. A lot of people think that they cannot be able to afford studying here. It's possible. You just need to show that you're smart. That's all I can tell you. There's a way out. Don't worry about it. There's a way out. There's loans. There's graduate assistantship awards. You just need to know or get all the information. Know which schools offer what. Know which lenders work with which schools, and you should be fine.
Nataka ujibu the 2 questions. Na ingine moja.
Okay, Mike. My Facebook page goes by Bob Mwiti. Go there. Follow me. I share a lot of good content over there. My YouTube channel is also Bob Mwiti.
Both Facebook na YouTube ni Bob Mwiti.
Yes, both Facebook and YouTube ni Bob Mwiti. Tracy, I want to come and study home care ya kuchunga wazee. Is there any... No, I don't know. I don't know about that. I'm sorry. For us, we mostly focus on those students who want to come and study IT or business-related master's programs. You can go to our website, www.appstechamerica.com. There's a lot of information there about what we do. All right. Okay, for us, it's not just a matter of coming here. You see also a lot of people think they just want to come. For us, it's not just a matter of coming. Also, how do you now manage to get jobs and stuff like that? We do training programs, and we train for free for those who are coming through our programs. We get you funded. Remember, I've said Empower Financing is our official lending partner. Okay, if you call Empower Financing and you ask them about Appstec America, they'll tell you this is our official lending partner. So we are the official lending partner. Okay, they issue loans to our students. And it's not just about loans. There's a lot more that you can benefit if you come through our programs. All right? Okay, I think we're going to end it there until next time, right, Mutembe?
Okay, you can do your final ones, then tumalize.
I think I'm done. That's it.
Okay, then. Thank you. Let's meet on Sunday again on the same topic, and then tutajua what will happen next. Bob atatuletea.
Yeah. Let's meet on Sunday, same time. But before then, go to my YouTube channel, subscribe, check out. I have a lot of information there. It's gonna be very, 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 very helpful for you. Okay. So thanks so much and goodbye.
Okay, thank you.
You've been watching Success with Bob Mwiti Show, brought to you by Upstake America. Come back next time to hear more steps and missteps that I took on the path to becoming a successful immigrant in USA. Be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel and also follow me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and LinkedIn.